So everybody's here. Welcome. I'd like you to start lying on your back, lovely Shavasana shape. Roll up a blanket and put it underneath your knees while you're lying. Or if you have a bolster, grab it and put it underneath your knees as you're lying. Once you're lying down, close your eyes. And I found this beautiful poem today, and I'm going to share it with you as you lie there. Let yourself feel supported by the ground. Allow your face to soften. Let your palms be soft. Rest them on your belly so you can really connect to the breath moving through you. Feel into that space. If you are uncomfortable lying on your back, you are welcome to lie on your side or come to child's pose instead of being on your back. Make the choice that's really comfortable for your body. And then start to follow your breath. Moving in slowly with your breath. And then follow your breath out of your body. Trying to connect your awareness to your breath, and then your breath to your body. Noticing always the parts of you that move with your breath. You should feel your belly balloon upwards, filling with air as your diaphragm moves down into that space. And then you should feel it deflate, sink as you exhale and your diaphragm moves back up into the lung space. This is by Christy Ann Martin. The wind lifted me up into the trees, where I danced to the rhythm of the evergreen, swaying to the tune of the northern breeze, frozen in timeless melody. Made me think of the flows that we live in, the paths of energy that move around us, through us, in the world. So allow your breath to flow. Be present here and now. Inhale, feel your belly rise. Exhale, feel your belly sink. And then once you feel like your breath, your awareness, your movement is all easy to follow, once you feel really in tune with your body, I'd like you to roll your knees over to your right side. And then push yourself up to seated. And I'm going to show you how we're setting up for our first pose. So take a moment to get there. Allow yourself to move slowly with awareness. Feel each part of you as you move it. And then once you make it to seated, either grab your bolster if you have one. If you don't have one, you're going to grab your blanket and you're going to roll it up so it looks like a bolster or a long cylindrical pillow. And then you're going to put that in behind you. Welcome, Jessica. We're just starting. So, whichever prop you have, put it behind you. Bring your feet together so that the soles of your feet meet. Put your hands to either side of your pelvis and tuck your tailbone under so that your bum is tipping backwards, as is your pelvis. Then check that you have at least a fist between you and your bolster or your rolled up blanket. And then you're going to lie back over your bolster, feeling supported by the bolster. Make sure your whole body Feels really supported by whatever prop you're using. Then your hands can either rest out to the sides, eyes closed. If you feel like you need a little bit more of a heart opening space, I like to interlace my hands over top of my head and let my elbows fall open just like my knees. It feels like it creates some sort of symmetry for me, and it helps me to open up my heart space. So use the pose for what you need it to be. So, laying over your bolster, either arms over your head or resting out to the sides, decide what feels good. You can try both and see how they go. I'm going to start us a timer. We're going to be here for about 5 minutes. So feel yourself really supported. Don't feel like you muscularly have to hold yourself here. You shouldn't feel like you need to use strength to remain in this space. So feel yourself mold into the shape of your bolster or prop. If the prop is completely uncomfortable and you really don't like it, you can lie directly on the floor. You do not need the prop. I like it for the arm opening space. That's what it's for me. And if it's not a great tool for you, don't use it. Allow yourself to return to your breath. Think of your breath moving over your body. Pull the energy up from your belly button to the top of your head as you inhale. And then as you exhale, let the breath fall down the back of your body, moving from the back of your head to the base of your spine. And then in a circle, draw that energy back up through the front of your body to the top of your head. And then exhale, let it flow back over the top of your head, down your spine, all the way to the tailbone. Trying to create a rhythm with your breath. Keep pulling your breath around your body. Following the cycle, noticing any parts of you that need to consciously be relaxed. And if you can, allow the tension to move down your spine with your breath. When that tension reaches the end of your tailbone, it melts into the floor where your body contacts the ground. Inhale back up the front of your body. Find a new point of tension. And then as you exhale, pull it down, moving it with your breath down your spine and letting the ground take it from you. If at any point your arms start to fall asleep and they're above your head, please bring them back down to your sides and let your palms soften to the ceiling. There are many reasons we practice restorative yoga. One of them is to calm our brain and our nervous system down, to bring us into the side of the brain, the side of the nervous system that is rest, digest, and heal, out of the rat race, out of the monkey brain, out of the lists and planning, into the present, to be here in your body with your breath, living now. Keep following your breath, pull it up the front, send it down the back. Feeling your body form to the floor or your prop. Taking 2 more deep breaths. Releasing your hands if they're still above your head. Slowly bring your left knee up and start to turn your body to the right. Use your right hand and then your left hand to roll to the right, and then push yourself up to seated, just to adjust and move into our next pose. So our next pose is supported virasana, which is hero's pose. And a lot of people that have tight knees find this pose quite difficult. So depending on what you need, you may have to actually use a bigger prop like a chair or a couch. Make sure it's not going to move on you. I'm going to show you the original setup, and then if you need something else, maybe wave at me, or I'll just show it, and then if you need to use it, you can. So sit up with your knees bent, sitting over top of your shins, toes pointing straight back with your bum between your ankles. If that's already difficult for you, wave at me and I will show you the modified version. Otherwise, again, you're gonna tip your tailbone so it's tucking underneath, and then pull your prop so it's again at least a fist distance from the base of your spine. And then you're gonna lay back over your prop and let your hands again rest palms to the ceiling. So this is the original setup that I would give in class. If you need a modification, you're going to use something like a couch. I'm going to turn my screen so this is visible. And you can use the couch to kneel. Same position, and if you need to, you can put a blanket under your bum, and then just lean back into the couch until you feel something in your thighs. And then if your head is uncomfortable, grab a pillow and put it underneath your head in this shape as well. So make sure that whatever shape you're in, it's not something that's going to cause you stress or pain. We're going to be here for about 4 minutes, so make sure you're respecting what your body is telling you. Use the prop that you need and be present in that space. Again, if you are very flexible, you're going to be able to lie right down to the ground and find space that way. Once you're settled into whatever shape you're choosing to be in, or whatever shape your body allows today, come back to your breath, but this time I'd like you to inhale to a part of your body that maybe needs your attention. My throat, my voice has been very sensitive this week. So that's where my breath intention has been. So think of your breath moving to the part of your body that needs release, that needs softening, that needs support. And think of your breath swirling and moving and holding that part of you. And then as you exhale, try to breathe out whatever is holding that place, tense, stressed, tight, sore, whatever word you would associate. And go there. Find that space. And then breathe it out. Inhale, find that space. Clear it out. Swirl it. And then exhale, let it go. Keep using your breath to clear out that space. If your brain starts to jump around, try to come back. Be in your body. Be with your breath. Be on your mat. Let go of what's coming. Let go of what's happened. If at any point this pose is uncomfortable, you're welcome to rise early and come into child's pose. There's always an option. Make sure you listen. Pay attention to what your body has to say. To rise out of this pose, bring your elbows to the ground, and I like to put my hands on my heels. If that doesn't work for you, you can put them to the ground either side of your ankles. Tuck your chin in and move one elbow, then your hand, slowly rising. Bring your hands down in front of you and extend one leg. Make sure you stretch out the back of your knee, give it a little bit of space, and then do the same to the other side. Nice space for everything that was closed. Letting the blood rush back in, bringing a little bit of newness to the areas that were closed. And we're going to find our way into Paschimottanasana. Grab your prop, whether it's a pillow, a blanket, all of the above, a bolster, and bring it on top of your legs. Pull your bum out from underneath you so that you're not feeling like you're tipping backwards. And then you're going to allow yourself to drape forward over your prop. If your prop isn't high enough, take a second, grab another pillow, grab another blanket, do whatever you need to do to be comfortable. If you can lie flat on your legs, feel free to use no prop. That's perfectly okay too. We're going to be here for 4 or 5 minutes. So allow yourself to come right back in. Close your eyes, be present in your body. And this time I want you to feel your heart expanding backwards. Like your rib cage has space behind you to move back. Open the space between your shoulder blades. Open the space behind your heart. Think of your ribs opening and softening, spreading. Think of them becoming juicy. Focus inward and find space for your heart. Inhale and think of your rib cage spreading from side to side, open. And then as you exhale, let it soften, let it think of sinking all the way in. Closing all of the spaces. Inhale, expand, spread. Think of your heart moving back, growing in that space. And then exhale again, think of it closing completely. Stay with your breath cycle. I'm going to leave you in silence for the rest of the pose. With your next breath, slowly begin to rise. Move your prop off to the side for a second. Bring your hands behind you once you've rolled all the way up, and just move your knees around. If that's lifting them, if that's just bouncing them, you can flex and point your toes. Just give your legs a little bit of movement. If you need to, you can also do a bit of a windshield wiper, knees dropping from side to side. Just go with what you need, what you feel. We're going to come into a supported twist. I'm going to show you two options. One is the pregnancy safe option. One is the less pleasant while pregnant option. So we're going to go the not as pleasant option first, or if you're pregnant. You're going to take your prop. You can also use no prop. You can just do this to the floor if you do not have a prop. That's fine. You're going to bring your left hip toward your prop and your knees to the side. You're going to turn to face your bolster. Then you're going to really lengthen your spine and lay it down across your bolster. So at this point, still totally fine pregnancy-wise. If you're pregnant, left ear to the bolster, if your left hip is at the bolster. If you're not pregnant and your neck is not bothering you, you can also turn your gaze to the left. Your arms are to either side of your bolster. They help keep you in place just a little bit. So it can be pregnancy safe. It's just less comfortable. If you are not interested in that shape, you're going to bring your bolster up to the side and you're going to bring your knees up and you're going to let your knees fall to your bolster. I want your legs to feel supported so that your shoulder blades can remain flat on the ground, and then turn your gaze over the opposite shoulder. So choose the one that suits you, that feels safe and comfortable in your body, and go there. You're going to be here for about 4 minutes per side. Allow yourself to settle in. And then if this is not a deep enough stretch for you to feel like you can benefit from the pose, you can always extend your legs. Most people do not need that. That's going further than most restorative classes need. So you should make sure that you're really paying attention to what your body needs. If at this point in the class your tummy starts to gurgle, or you start to hear any of your digestive sounds moving around, that's a really good sign. It means that you're moving from that fight or flight response that we often live in into the rest, digest, and heal. As always, in a twist, your breath will be a little bit shorter. Maybe count your breath and see what the difference is when you're not in a big, spacious, neutral spine. You start to get drawn away with your thoughts again. Come back. Try to feel your body in this twist. Your spine moving out of its normal space. The beautiful thing about twists is we are forcing the body to move around any stagnant fluid a little bit faster. So twists are often associated with immune boosting. It's not that they're boosting, they're just cleaning up the mess. It gives your body a chance to work on other things. Take a deep breath. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders if you're in the forward folded twist, and push your hands into the ground to rise. If you're lying on your back, just roll to the side your knees are on. And then meet in this halfway between stage. For those of you going back into the forward facing twist, bring your right hip to the edge of your bolster. Bring your hands to either side of your bolster, and then lengthen your spine nice and long, bringing your torso down, left ear to the pillow, the bolster, the blanket, whatever you're using. If you're pregnant and using this version, just keep your right ear on the bolster instead. If you are using the lying on your back option, I'm just going to make sure that you set it up the same way. Bolster on the opposite leg side that you were on. Drop your knees over to the side. Feel your legs supported. Keep your shoulder blades on the ground. So make sure you're, again, choosing what your body needs. You're going to be here for about 4 minutes again. Make sure that you can be comfortable in this space. If you start in the deeper twist and you need a little bit of like an ease off, just turn your face back the same direction as your knees. Sink in. Feel the twist in your spine. Feel your breath slow, moving through you in an easy rhythm. Counting if it helps you stay focused and present. A tiny bit of why twisting helps move fluid in your body. There are large lymph ducts that gather the fluid that leaks out of your blood vessels, your organs. And your lymphatic system's job is to move that fluid and filter it. Sends it to the right organs to filter it and clean it and make sure that you're not keeping any toxic or wasteful products floating around in your body. So it takes away that stagnant, think of it as like swamp water, and it cleans it. So twist, because it's forcing that fluid out of the spaces between your organs and between your vertebra, all of the vertebrae in your spine. It's giving your body a little bit of a nudge, a little bit of a push. And because a lot of this fluid is close to these very large ducts, these collection ducts in your back, it's a really good space to force that fluid to. And then with you breathing, it's just an extra push to gather it even better and do it a little faster. Because the lymphatic system does not have a pump. Your breath is the pump. So think of breathing deeply, clearing up that stagnant fluid, the swamp water. Think of it all getting cleaned. Taking a deep breath. Again, if you're forward folded, press your hands into the ground, push yourself up, and then slowly rise all the way to seated. We're going to come into a supported child's pose. So you can face your bolster. You're going to come to your knees. If child's pose is uncomfortable for you and you find that you have sore knees, you can take a second blanket rolled up and place it behind your knees so that you're not sitting directly on your ankles, and that'll often help ease some of the tightness or pressure. And then you're going to just fold over your bolster. So you can do that one way or another. You can either fold over it with your bolster as far away from you or as close to you as you would like. I prefer to bring my bolster in so it's actually pressing into my belly, and then fold over that bolster in this space. This is really great for menstrual pain. This is really great for stomach discomfort. So it's a really good option for some times of the month, and then also just times of digestion. You can also bring your bolster so it's between your knees and come all the way down so that the fold is a little deeper. I like to support my head on my hands. If that's not the case for you, that's okay. If you really don't prefer using the bolster at all, you can just come into regular child's pose. Make sure that your forehead can rest on the ground or your hands. And then allow yourself to settle in. We're going to be here for a few minutes. Make sure that you're comfortable. And then I'd like you to pay attention to your breath, pressing down into empty space, or into your thighs, or into your bolster. Notice the movement of it, the fluidity of that movement, and the rhythm that your breath cycles create. Remember that anytime your forehead is in contact with a surface, you're basically telling your brain to just slow it down, just pause, stop thinking so much. Maybe it's time to go to sleep. These are all clues to your brain to stop worrying, stop planning, stop being in the fight or flight response, stop living in the stress response. So allow your head to be really heavy. Feel your hips are heavy. Feel the ground supporting all parts of you touching your mat. And then slow your breathing as much as you can. If your normal breath is a count of 3 or 4, try and make it 4 or 5. Try to feel your head grow a little heavier. Feel your neck soften a little more. Feel your body sink into the support of the ground and your prop a little deeper. Keep slowing your breathing. Feeling your belly. Feel it open and close. Stay present. With your next inhale, bring your hands again underneath your shoulders. Press your hands into the ground. Let your head be really heavy. Slowly rise until you're in a kneeling position. At this point, do what you need to do for your knees to feel good. I'm going to bring my hands down in front of me and extend one leg and then the other. If that's not good for you, you can sit on your bottom. You can stretch and move your legs that way. Do whatever feels really good for you. Your body, your say, you choose. We're going to come into a side bend. It's a little bit less restorative, but it does feel really nice. But we're going to do it lying down. You do have to hold your hand a little bit, so it's a little bit less relaxing than other restorative poses can be. So what you're going to do is you're going to lie down. Make sure that you have room enough above your head for your arms to move. And then you're going to walk your legs over as far as you comfortably can to the right Bring your left leg over top of your right leg and use your foot to hold yourself in place. Once your feet are as far over as they can be, start to walk and inch your shoulders over to the right as well. Once your shoulders don't move any further, use your right hand to pull your left hand gently to the side as well. We're not going to be here for as long as the other poses, just because it is a little bit less restorative. But I want you to feel your breath move into the left side of your body as you stay here. So feel your belly expand, but then also notice your rib cage grow a little bit more spacious between each rib as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, feel that space close. If you feel like you have more room to move into, you're welcome to inch over as you find that space. So give yourself a little bit of wiggle room. Be kind. Don't push too hard. Close your eyes and feel your breath move you. With your next breath, I'd like you to release your left wrist. Slowly bring your arms down and then uncross your left leg from your right and bring your feet to your mat. Start to lengthen your spine, trying to find what neutral feels like. Recentering yourself on your mat. You can move over to the right side of your mat if you found that your feet or your arms were slipping. And then again, walk your feet over to the left, leaving your hips weighted down. Cross your right leg over top of your left so it feels anchored in place. Then take your arms over to the left. Slowly inch your shoulders over to the left. And then once you feel like you've found the space that you're going to be in, use your left hand to hold your right wrist and gently ease yourself over into even more of a crescent shape, kind of like a banana. And then gently you can pull that right arm. Keep your eyes closed. Feel your hips are really heavy. Try not to rotate your right hip over top of the left. Try and feel your right hip dropping to your mat, feeling weighted down and heavy. And again, I'd like you to try and think of your rib cage opening, each space between each rib becoming large, open, cavernous. And then when you exhale, feel it close slightly. Feel that movement in your ribs. Really pay attention to how your breath moves you. Slow, easy rhythm of breathing. Taking another 2 breaths in this space. Slowly again, release first your arms, they can relax. Bring your right foot off the top of your left leg. Bring the soles of your feet to your mat. Walk yourself gently back to neutral spine on your mat. And then this time, bring your knees into your chest. Compress them inwards. Hold them gently or tightly, you choose. And then rock side to side, finding a little bit of mobility in the spine, in your hip joints. And if there's anything you need from this class before Shavasana, this is the moment to do it. If there's anything that would close this class for you really beautifully, take this second to do it. You can also move your way into Happy Baby, grabbing the outsides of your feet. I find this is a really nice way to turn my body down at the end of the class, whether it's a busy class or restorative class, it doesn't matter. It's a nice way to connect your spine to the ground, a little bit of gentle, soft movement. Once you feel you're even side to side, you're going to slowly find your way to a supported Shavasana. If you have a wall nearby and you want to take Shavasana with your legs up a wall, go for it. If you would like to lie with your head on something, do that. If you would like a prop underneath your knees, grab one. If you're cold, get a blanket. Make sure that you feel really soft, safe, and comfortable in whatever shape you choose to end your class in. And then once you're there and all settled in, close your eyes. Allow yourself to release the entire class. And then go ahead and release your day. Allow yourself to really feel supported. Whatever shape you choose to be in, make sure that your body can sink in, settle down, and rest. Think of surrendering yourself to warm water, the fluidity of it, the softness of it, and the way your body can relax and flow better. Think of your toes, the soles of your feet, the tops of your feet, and your ankles slowly moving into warm water. All the tension releasing, the movement of the water over your skin. Allow yourself to sink deeper into the water. Your shins, your calves, past your knees, softening, relaxing as it goes. Feel your thighs slowly submerge in the water, softening with the water across your hips, all the muscles of your bum, the muscles that cross the hip joint, the lowest part of your belly, all softening. Let the water move over your belly and lower back, relaxing the muscles, the joints, even your organs feel softer here. Let the water move up your ribs, each of the vertebrae in your spine. Let the muscles of your chest, ribs, and back soften. Your shoulder blades, your collarbones, all relaxing, supported by the flow of the water. Your fingertips enter the water. The backs of your palms, backs of your hands. Feel your wrists enter the water. The tension in your hands softening, relaxing. Feel your forearms soften. The water covering your elbows, then your upper arms and shoulders. Everything melting and spreading, supported by the water. Feel your throat and your neck enter the water, supported and soft. Feel the water start to cover your jaw, lips, cheeks, your ears, past your eyes, your eyebrows, the muscles of your scalp. Let the water wash over your forehead, over the top of your head, fully submerged in warm, tension-relieving water. Allow yourself to rest in this warm, soft place where you're supported and safe. Before you start to move, take a moment to notice the state of your body, thoughts, and emotions. Just remember how you feel in this moment. And then inhale deeply to your belly. Feel it inflate. And as you exhale, start to move. You can move the muscles of your face. You can move your fingers and your toes. If you want to stay here, turn this off and ignore me. And otherwise, slowly bring the soles of your feet to your mat. If you want to go to the energetic side, roll to the right. The more restful side, roll to the left. Once you're there, take a second. And then press your hands into the ground, letting your head come up last if you can. Trying to keep your eyes closed and your thoughts quiet. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart. take a moment to be grateful. For anything you choose, just take a moment to acknowledge it. Thank you for coming. Namaste. As always, if you have comments, questions, concerns, please let me know.